Hello everyone and welcome back to episode 3 of Tactical Reset. In this episode we're going to be heading to Rainbow, Tactical Mythology. So let's get into it. Alright, let's talk about this level for a bit. We'll pick up everything here and then we'll look at the metal room. So this level is unique in that you have these jobs. You can only level up as each job. You'll get both a regular player level as well as a job level. We also start at level 10. The other thing about this map is that the XP lines are flat. That means that it always takes the same amount of XP to level, no matter what level we are. And also, all of the enemies, see the final slashers here, give 250 XP, and the fine slashers give 250 XP. I think the junior slashers actually give 50 less, but everything else gives the exact same. So that means that you don't get more XP from pushing higher enemies. You get more XP from XP multiplier, which is really important because of the static cost of leveling. The other thing is that each of these jobs takes a different amount of XP, 4,000 for pawn, 5,000 for knight, 6,000 for rook, 5,000 for bishop, 6,000 for queen, and 4,500 for king. Also, each job besides pawn gives you a golden feather at level 15 or 30. So that's how you get more XP, is by leveling this stuff up. And also, agent right here drops one feather. That's just a 50% feather. So to really maximize this level, what's important is that you get these feathers as fast as possible from each of these jobs, because that will give you more levels, which is more feathers, and we'll just snowball from there. In the previous episodes, we've gotten these medals. So we need these for Nexus access, which is this return key over here. So we're going to go ahead and get that first. So this is basically all our metals, and you can actually pave in the metal room, in the left and right one, not in the middle one. You can pave in the middle one too, sorry, there's no orb chamber here. You can pave here. So we'll pay for this return key, and we may not need this because we're going to be using a strategy with modern tools, so we don't take nearly as much damage, but we are going to pay for this immortal too. It's just a lot of early HP, helps us out in the early game. If you are coming at this with more metals, more power, you're going to want all these digs here. Digs are really important. You're going to want this red key here. You'll see why in a little bit, but this red key is really good. You can go for this glory orb. These swap orbs are good. And X returns are always good. But really the digs and the red key are the most important thing. And I'll just show you why right now. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get the knight job, which is a lot stronger than the pawn, for stats anyway. And that's here. It's behind 3 red keys. You can see on the map that there's not really any red keys close to this, except for this one on a big shadow with more stats than we can deal with. So the easiest way is just buy this with metals, so you have this red key for your knight job. But there's always ways around that. We're going to be killing that shadow with our Moon Orb Legacy, which we'll activate now, the only one we have, so we'll activate that. You could go up here and get this red key too. That's an option. You go out of your way to do that. But really, the metal one is the best way. Alright, the other thing about this map is that moving costs turns. We have 3 turns right now, and going left, right, up, or down costs 1 turn. So it's very easy to run out of turns and be kind of stranded. It's actually not too bad because there's actually 4 turns on each map, so there's ways to get turns. But you don't want to use them too loosely. There's also no sun wishes on this level, only this XP wisher, which we're not going to use because we're going to be going for some unlocks, which is one reason we chose Rainbow is, first of all, it has just these 4 metals required for Nexus access, and also it has unlocks we need, and also it lets us use our Moon Orb and our Glitch Guardian Sword right here. And this will be the first stage where we can leverage all of the unlocks that we've used so far into actually starting to get some real progression. So let's get started with it. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to use this Guardian Sword. Since we start at level 10, this is a ton of stats, 1,000 stats, so this will make these rooms basically trivial for us. Alright, so first of all, if you are coming at this with more resources, what legacies are good? So I would use the Dig Legacy. That one's really good. Digs are at a premium on this map. If you have Ultra Madoc, that you always use that. If you have Omega Madoc or Solar Madoc, the ones that do reclaim effects, you're going to approach this level completely differently. You start by coming over here, and you reclaim into this Raging Blade. And we'll eventually also get the Blind Ace Talisman, and or the Blindness Tail Ace, sorry. This is a really powerful combination, and you win the map if you get this. You get 4 attack and 4 defense every time you pick anything up. We don't have this Reclaim Legacy, and getting these purples this early is unrealistic. So we're going to be doing a worse strategy and a different strategy. But if you can do the Raging strat, you should absolutely go for this. You also need 1 violet key to do the Raging strategy because you run out of violet keys to get this, which you can't reclaim because this is Magic Jam. So you have to get all 9 of these violets, honestly. And there's ways to do that. You can, this map is huge. There's violet keys available that you can get, even if it costs extra resources. But I think we do buy it with a medal to make this easier. Or you could, pave into here if you didn't need the immortal. But we were not going to worry about that. We don't have access to it, so it is a moot point anyway. Let's just get started. All right, the first thing we're going to do, this tower is very daunting. It's overwhelming. So it's better if you break it up into smaller goals. So right now, our goals are to get to night, which is over here. We're going to path like this to get there. And we're going to be playing somewhat suboptimally because we want to get all of these unlocks. Our goal is to get every single unlock on this level, so we're not going to spend any yellow keys till we get this. We want to grab this mana, and we want to grab this Last Oath magic. So we're going to spend keys really lightly till we get all of this stuff. Alright, so here we go. We are going to spend 1 yellow here. This is the only yellow we're going to spend. This is just a really good yellow. 1 yellow for 1 boots is just good. We're also not going to be taking any levels. If you are coming at this without Glitch Sword, you might notice yourself bleeding out and you have to take pawn levels. Pawn is really good to level because it's 4,000 each if you have the XP to main level on pawn, but we won't. So we want to get... That's something you do on end of beginning, really, not on the regular route. So we're going to save all of our XP so we can get this passive Night Feather as soon as possible. Getting these passive feathers is the most important thing in this run. Alright, also, all the Bergs drop winter keys, so we are going to be wanting quite a few of those. You can trade them for turns up here. We're just going to exit north here. And I think I will trade this yellow as well. We should have enough yellows to get our unlock later on. So let's just do that. We're going to be using our moon orbs sometimes, so we'd like to have the maximum number of orbs possible. Alright, so we are going to... not worry about anything really. We're just going to go straight to the night job. So we can just clear this stuff. These job potions are really good to save for cleanup, but you're not going to be able to save all of them. And we are going to have to path through these. Like, you basically have to take these job potions to kill the side bergs. So, we're going to do that. Normally, this guy might be a little bit more dangerous. We have a ton of attack from the glitch sword, so we can go straight through here. We burn a potion, but it's okay. And then we're going to count our keys here. Go through this potion as well. Go through this thief. So for our keys, we need 3 keys for this. So that's going to be the 2 we have and the shadow. This is just a good practice look for the thing that you want. Make sure you have enough keys for it. If you don't, plan how you're going to get those extra keys. All right, we're just going to be clearing through these enemies, taking free kills, and we can take some damage here too. This guy's going to be too much for us, so we'll just, again, we'll go through this yellow guy, take one job potion. You can min-max this a little bit more by trying to avoid more job potions, but the main thing that I want to do is get this pathing so we can get our sun metal here and our unlocks. We should get a pretty good overscore anyway, if we do it right, and we'll see how that goes. Alright, we'll take a bit more damage in this room. And this is unavoidable. We're not going to have a choice. This is forced. This is forced. I should turn off HP pickups. Alright, have to go through this guy. And we'll just go down here. You might want to consider like 2 blues for this is a fine trade if we weren't hoarding our keys. The blues aren't going to be that important for us, I don't think. Alright, so for this room, we do have to get to this red key. We'll be a lot stronger after we get our night job, so let's go straight this way so we can get there faster. You can see we are going to have to take some hits to get there. That's just unavoidable. So, let's just take it now. We'll do a 5 dig here because we need access to this red shadow. And we are going to use 2 of our herbs here, the power of herbs here. Take 83,000. This will be all our HP. This is okay. That's why we got that immortal. So now, these pawn abilities, you know, we're not going to have access to these, but that's okay. So here we get knight. We spend all levels on knight now. That'll refresh our hit points a little bit. It gives us more stats to actually clear these enemies. We will pay 700 for all of these guys. This is fine. You'll be leveling and getting... This guy's a bit too expensive for us. But we want to take a bunch of kills here because we are going to try to get level 15 for this feather as fast as possible. We could dig through here, but we don't want to. We're going to need our digs later. Alright, we'll take this 2,000 too. Alright, that's all for this room. Our next step is we're going to want to get this to 15, and we want to get this bishop. So I guess we shouldn't have taken those blue keys from before, because we are going to need 6 blues for this bishop. So it's a good thing we didn't. So let's look at what this looks like. There's blues here. All along this row are blues, so we'll try to get a lot of those. We're also going to want to get some blizzard orbs because they really help us path around the area. So our goal right now is we're getting blue keys and pathing up here, and also we're going to spend our winner's keys on pave orbs and blizzard orbs. Alright, so let's go back here. We can take free kills here. 200 is fine. More than willing to take these for XP. We'll grab blue keys. We're just going to start grabbing blue keys because there's not really any way for us to get blue keys except for we're going to get this blue key from this shadow, I think. And besides that, we're not going to fight any of these little shadows. So we need to get 5 blue keys, so 2 more from winner keys. Alright, so we'll just backtrack back this way, buy this blue key. We're going to have to buy 1 more blue key for our bishop. We'll take free kills around here. Alright, we'll head back to this room. We'll clean up everything here, grab this blue key. We're done on blue keys that we need. We'll grab this pave orb. I'm going to grab this because I want as many winner keys as I can have because I really want to have a really big moon orb when I double my moon orbs. Okay. We're going to go up to this one because we're going to go over to the left, but we want to collect as many winner's keys as possible because we want to buy a lot of blizzard orbs. Alright. Let's see. I haven't really counted my keys. It'll be okay. I should take night levels. I don't know really. I don't even have to undo. I'll just take night levels here before this job potion. I do want this pave orb, but I want blizzard orbs more, so that's why I'm hesitating to get this. I think I will probably have to end up counting keys here. So let's look at this. We have 3 winner's keys in each room. And I want these 2 blizzard orbs, so that's 7 each. I'll need 14 for these 2. So I have 8. This will be 11. This will be 14. This will be... Yeah, we can kill this guy. 17. And this will be 19. So I can spend 5, which is perfect. I think our keys will be exact like this. So we grab this pavement, and we're going to go through this yellow shadow, take this job potion. You can dig around this if you want, but I don't want to use those digs yet, and I'm not worried about the job potions right now. We are going to need every single winner's key. Maybe I messed this up. No, this is fine. This is fine. We don't open this one yet. We'll come back to this room with more winner's keys. So let's just... yeah, let's just go down here. These job potions give you more HP the higher level you are. So this is just minor value to level up before you take them. It's not going to be very important for us, but it is still value, so we should take it. There's our Blizzard Orb. We're going to... We want to not... Actually, we can take kills here. We want to not over-level our Bishop level 15, but we can take Knight level 15. It's fine. It seems kind of sweaty to worry about the XP like this, but trust me, it is really, really important. Let's make sure we need 6 blues for this. Okay, so we have our 6 blues. We'll go through this guy. We're going to go over here. Take another yellow key. We're going to fully clear out this area. These swaps would be amazing to have. Swaps are really, really good on this level, but we're not going to have the keys to get everything we want, so we are going to just not open these swap doors. Okay, this looks good. I'll take these kills. I won't take that kill. We'll just exit up here. Alright, and this is how we're going to get back to this Blizzard Orb here. So we're going to go through this room. And there we go, we got Golden Feather Knight, so we get 20% more XP, which is really good, like I said, on our flat level requirement. We're just taking cheap kills. Don't take the HP. And we're not taking any more levels until Bishop, because we want to rush the Bishop Feather. Alright, we go through this guy. And now we have our 7 winners for that. I want these kills. Okay. Okay, good. Alright. Let me get to a fresh set of saves, and we'll go ahead and save at 1 here. Alright, now that we have our 6 blue keys and our Blizzard Orbs, we're going to want to get 1 more Blizzard Orb over here, which is this one. So we need 7 keys for this, and we're going to be going north. We're going to see if we can buy some more orbs in this area as long as we have those 7 blizzards. So obviously we can't kill the Kronberg, so we're gonna kill everything else. It's a little bit expensive, but we have quite a bit of HP. And our Guardian Sword is going to keep us very healthy. We have way more stats than was intended when this level was released. This red key is interesting. Let's think if we want this or not. I don't think we need this right now. Yeah, I don't think we need this, so let's just continue to the north. Alright, the Blizzard Orb we need is the next one up, so we'll just keep pushing up, collecting free kills. If this gets to about 12, we're going to have a problem where we took too many kills. Because we don't want to take kills we don't have to when we could have had that Bishop XP. We'll go on this side instead. Just a little bit cheaper. Alright. Nothing else here that I need. So we'll just exit north. Alright. Let's get our turns, and we'll go through this berg. And we're going to go through this berg for 25,000, which is kind of a lot, but it's okay. We can take this guy. This saves the digs over here. You dig around this guy normally, but with our glitch sword, we don't have to. We'll go up through here because we want to punch this guy instead of... Let's see. I need to punch this guy, unfortunately, so I just do it. I probably want to take this thief too, honestly. Alright, let's go get our last Blizzard Orb, and then we'll think about this pave, which I don't think we'll have the resources for. I don't want to spend digs right now, so we're going to go... 1, 2, 3... Okay, so we're going to be one short of that extra pave, which is okay. Nothing we can do about that. Maybe there's a better sequencing at the start, but let's not worry about it. You still want these winners. Take one hit of 10,000 is okay. And this will get us our Blizzard. No reason to punch this guy since we don't need that winner anyway, for now. So let's keep heading towards our bishop. You can see we're down to 2 turns, so there's some options. We can spend winners on turns in the top left, or we can dig for turns. I think let's dig for a turn here. We're going to be doing a little bit of backtracking once we get bishop, so we're just going through this. I want the winner. I'm going to want this turn. Alright. And why did I open this? Why did I open this? Sorry. Let's not do that. That was a big mistake. We don't want that attack. We want the winner's keys. I'll put an undo warning on that on the video if I remember. Hope it doesn't confuse anyone. Okay. So this guy is 50,000, and I think we're just going to tank this. You normally don't have that luxury, but with the Glitch Guardian Sword, we have a lot more attack, and we can actually do that. We're going to pop our Moon Orb here. So this will double 2 swaps, 2 paves, 3 blizzards, and 5 jumps. Alright, so this is why the blizzards are so good to have. Rooms like this, we might be able to punch through, but it's pretty dangerous. A lot of this stuff hurts quite a bit. So we're going to go ahead and freeze this room. And when you freeze a room, now all of a sudden, you can just kind of path through it just fine. There's no reason not to get that turn here. And then we can just go along the walls, get everything we want, even get this turn. So now we have full access to this room, even though we really shouldn't be in this room yet. So that helps a ton. We lose this winner key. That's okay. Now in this room, we can't use the freeze right away because we need our blue keys to get to our bishop job. So we're going to take our HP advantage and just punch through this guy. Sometimes, I think on the very first time people were running this, you had to use jumps and swaps to get around here, but we have the luxury to not do that. We have a lot of HP to play with here. So we'll go ahead and open this. This gets our bishop. These other knight abilities are actually, this weapon master is the strongest ability on the whole map, but for scoring anyway. Well, maybe not stronger than king, but it's a very strong ability. But we need to get these feathers. So we want to get the bishop feather. That's why we held levels. So now we take all levels in bishop. We're trying to get to bishop 15. And that also gives us a lot more stats. So now, do we want to pay 20,000 for this guy? I'm not sure, but we will. All right. Now the next task, now that we're here, we'll make another save, is, remember, we just want to get these job feathers. So that's going to be, the rook is next. The rook is 6,000 each, so it's going to cost a lot of XP. We want to get down to the rook, which is over here. And for this rook, we are not going to find the blue keys. We might be able to. Or I think we can actually find the blue keys for the rook. So let's, our goal is to find 6, how many blue keys do we need for this? 4, 8. I think if we use blue keys for the rook, we might have a little bit of trouble getting it for our unlock. So I'm going to use paves. I'm not sure if that is better or not, but like I said, we need to get all our unlocks. So that's what I'm focused on this run. I want every unlock, and then I want a big sunstone score. So I'm going to pave into here. And I'm going to start, the other thing we want to do is we want to start getting our equipment that we want. So we're going to want to get this prism shield here and this life sword is what we're going to go with for most of the run. Again, Raging Blade is just better, but we don't have access to that. So we're going to be trying to gather up 9 purples for the prism. And then we're going to use paves for both the life sword and the rook job. So let's put violets on the board. We'll be trying to pick up these violets as we path back through the map. These guys are cheap with our bishop levels. We'll take cheap kills here. And we're just going to go straight back towards that rook. And let me see if I want to go over here on the side. I want all the violet keys. I'll take cheap kills. Alright, we still really can't scratch these more dangerous enemies, so I think the path we're going to take is we're going to go down this row to get violets. I think I need to get this violet, actually. We are trying to get, remember, we're going to need 9 violets, and we have our 4 paves. So let's just walk down this violet row. The thing about this map is that you can see that when it comes to keys, the rewards on each row are the same. So like all of the things in this winner's block on this row are red. So all of these ones are violets. So that's where we're going to find our violets for our prism shield. All right. So we're backtracking a bit. That's okay. We are going to clear all these enemies now. We still can't afford this pave, but we have the paves we need for now. Okay, that looks fine. And this is some more backtracking, so a little bit of a waste of turns, but this will path us towards, we'll take this this turn right here. These enemies are a little bit on the dangerous side. 5 violets. We'll punch through this guy. We're getting close to our bishop feather, which will be really good for accelerating our XP. We're going to need more violets, so let's keep on going this way. We'll just run straight through these job elixirs. Let's go through just the middle here. We don't really want to be fighting all of these enemies here. So 22,000 for a violet. Um, Let me think about how I want to path here. So to make sure we can get all 9 violets that we need, and I think this 20,000 is going to be one of them that we're going to need. So let's think about this. We want to go down here. We have the paves, we need the violets. So we could go over here to collect this violet. 60,000, this would be all the violets we need. We can go through this room, it's going to hurt. Am I okay with that? I think I am. Alright, we'll try to preserve damage just a little bit by going this way. Let's pay that. Our HP is just going to drop off a cliff here. 4,000, 60,000. There's our bishop feather there. And there's our 9 violets. Alright. So now we're looking to get down to our rook over here. And I think we're just going to use some blizzard orbs at this point. So I'm going to freeze this room. This also let us get these turns. We'll take these for stats, even though we don't have any HP multiplier yet. Take these turns. And then we'll have to take this elixir to path down here. Take this turn up here. And then we'll just path straight down. This is going to be another freeze. This is why these blizzards are so good, is they just allow us to path these rooms that we really have no business in being in. Alright, let's see. We can beat this guy. Take these stats. And we'll have to take that and let us path through this room. And let's see here. Is this just going to be another blizzard orb and I spend all my blizzard orbs heading down? Yeah, I think I'm okay with it. I think I'm okay with it. Take this turn over here. This red key is probably fine to take, but I don't think we need it directly, so we won't. We're not preserving a ton of job potions like this, but it's okay. So in this room, we can't use the freeze because we need to use these purples to unlock this. So let's see if we can just sneak our way in there. And I think we can. We'll take this, and we have our jump orbs, spend some digs to go around here. Alright. We can't actually take this prism shield yet because we're going to have to go through these celts when we're paving into here. So this might be a little bit inefficient, but we're just going to freeze this room too. So this is what happens when you have access to this many freezes, is you can make plays like this, which, you know, it might not be the best way that we get through here, but it is a way through, and it you wouldn't have options like this if you didn't have these freezes. All right, so we're going to need to get back in through this pop to get to this to get to this prism. So I don't want to jump down here, so we're going to jump to the side here. Kind of dig expensive, but we aren't raging, so we have quite a few digs to work with. We're not going to take this level because we are waiting for our rook levels. And we're waiting for our prism shield for more value. All right. I'm almost certain that there was a better path down, like if we had backtracked and gone through other paths and not used all our blizzards, but I'm not worried about it. We're still going to do just fine. All right, in this room, we'll have access to our life sword. So we'll spend a winner. And we'll double pave in here. Get our life sword. And then, let's see. We don't have to clear this room because we're actually going to just backtrack through here. Backtracking's never awesome to do, but we don't really have a choice with how we're pathing this. All right, we'll go straight there. Take that 5 dig to bypass this. And just using the Celt on something that's dangerous. And we'll double pave into here. All right, making sure we have what we want on the bishop. We'll take the rook. And now we need to get 30 rook levels. So we're going to be taking quite a few kills, getting towards those rook levels. And we're just going to backtrack back up here. With these rook points, we should be able to get through this room fairly cheaply. And while we're here, let's talk about what our next goal is. So I'll clear this room and then we'll check what we want to do. All right. So we have our 2 feathers. We're working on our rook level 30. And after we get rook level 30, we're going to want our queen. So we have a queen here. This is going to be another, let's see, 9 violets. So we're going to put violets on our map so we can try to pick up as many of these as we can. So we'll be going through a lot of probably this row, grabbing all of these violet keys, and also just generally taking levels. I should actually undo this. I'm sorry, this is an undo here. We don't want to take our rook levels right away because we want that prism shield. So I'll note that on the video. So this stuff will be a little bit more expensive, but we'll clear this room anyway. We can preserve that job potion. Our turns are doing fine, so we will be taking a jump up here, grab this turn, use this pop, and now we are back to get our prism. Now we'll take all our levels. Okay, so now our goal is that we want to get our rook up to level 30. We want to get our 9 violets for the queen, and that's basically all we want to do. So let's see what this looks like. We want to take a lot of kills here. And I think we're going to go ahead and exit over here. We can take these kills down here. And we'll have to jump to escape this, which is fine. We have 11 jumps, so there's no problem spending those. In the raging run, you want to, well, we'd already have our raging, but in the early game, you want to avoid picking up basically everything, so you come back and rage the whole level. we're not going to do that. We'll spend a winner to cross this. Maybe we can preserve this elixir for later now that we're doing pretty well. $100,000 for a violet is fairly expensive. Let's see if we can get cheaper violets anywhere. So let's count real quick. So we have this one should be possible. This one is possible for a swap. These two are both possible. That's 4, 6, 7, and 8. I don't think we want to go back all the way over there. So let's actually just pay the 100,000. Hurts, but we are going to need these violets. And as you can see, like the map is not that intimidating. You just need to know what your goals are. You need to like a lot of the times what I hear from people is that they find the key counting just so intimidating. They don't know what keys they actually need, and we can take these digs to cross this. And the truth is, it's just not that complicated. As long as you know what your goals are, what the keys are, then things just tend to work out. Let's buy this Blizzard Orb from this room, and let's freeze it. This room is tough to path through. We'll take our free kills on this side. We can dig to avoid that board kingdom. And it would have been better if we took this life potion so we could jump out, but we didn't. So we'll just jump out on this side. We'll get that turn later. We'll take this guy now. I'm going to go ahead and swap this guy to this side to get the violet. And we'll just keep on collecting violets and collecting our XP. How many violets do we need for this? Do we need to do this last oath unlock before we do the queen? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I think we'll have just enough. Let's not worry about the last oath just yet. Once we have all the jobs at proper levels, the level loses a lot of its teeth, and we should be able to. I want to turn on my numbers this time so I can see what I'm gaining from punching these guys with Life Sword. Alright, and this should be... I can preserve that potion actually. So that gets us our Hypergate, which we are going to need for Nexus access, since Solar Gate and Lunar Gate are also really, really good on this level, but we don't have those just yet, so we can't use them. Alright, let's head back and backtrack this way a couple times, and go back up here. Backtrack a little bit more. I don't mind killing these guys now. And now we'll look for these violet keys on this map. All right, that's 8, and we wanted this one as well. So that should be 9, which is perfect. So paying that 100,000 for that violet really is going to pay off for us. We won't have to do anything weird to get access to that violet later. We probably... Do we just punch through this guy? I think we do. Ow. Well, that's why we have Life Sword. These glory orbs are really valuable, and I want them all. So I'll spin winners on these. We have just enough for that. We'll take these kills that we can. And we'll head back. We'll head back towards our queen now. But we do need to find enough enemies to level us up to 30 before we swap jobs. So our queen is in this one right here. We're really not ready for this, so let's find a room where we can just kind of farm. And it's going to be on this side, I think. We're going to start farming this. So let's just go another little backtrack, which hurts our turns, but this is where the enemies we need are. Okay, this is fine. We'll start taking these more expensive kills because we are looking to swap off Rook soon. We have the life sword to keep us healthy, so it's okay. Don't be afraid to do this. Now, one thing that I see people doing wrong on this level is they just undervalue XP. So if you look at the level 50 for Rook, this is called overclocking, which is a level or a turn every time you level up, and that you maintain that if you change classes, just like you maintain the feathers. So it is really powerful and it is really appealing. Like you might think like, what's 20 levels? Why can't we just take 20 levels and get this passive and never have to worry about turns again? And you can do that. You could get that right now and still score 100 plus on this level, even at this resource count. But you give up 20 levels that you're leveling without more XP on these flat XP level up lines. So I guess we could have taken this violet here, since I didn't realize we had to farm all this stuff anyway. Um, I'm not going to take it right now. These rangers are fine, kind of expensive. Um, the reason why you don't do that is like, if you think about it, that's 20 levels we're taking that could be closer to another 20% XP multiplier on the queen feather. So it just really sets us back a lot to do that. Also, we're coming up at a point where you'll see why glitch sword is kind of a trap. We've used it to great effect on this level, and we're going to take this 200,000 hit right here. But this falls off as you level up. So right now it's giving us 34 attack per level, and we're getting less value from Guardian Sword every time we level up. It's going to come to the point that even with our actual level up bonuses on the weapon and our class level ups, that we're going to be losing attack each time we level. And that's going to feel really bad, and that is why you don't always want to use this glitch torch, as they call it. So we're getting 35 attack and we're only getting 5 actual attack. So, I mean, that's just what happens. Um, I don't think we should come into this room. I think this is more damage and we're already at 26. So we'll backtrack and look for this queen job now. So let's see how we want to enter this. I think we want to just come from below. Yeah, okay. So we're gonna have to spend some orbs to get to that queen, which I don't have a problem with. I'm gonna buy a turn because I think our digs are looking fine. So this will be a backtrack, double backtrack here. And we're going to jump up to get to this map. And I think we're going to end up wanting to freeze this to continue the queen. Don't really want to fight these guys. It's fine. That's our last freeze, but that's what they're there for. So maybe we did need to go take those kills. We are not quite leveled up. You know what? I'm going to backtrack just a little bit to... I'm going to come up through this room. Is what I'm going to do. And I can pay a winner to do that. This room will give us the XP we need for 30, and maybe it'll give us a better path to the queen. So let's see what that looks like. We'll just take all of these kills. We'll just keep on leveling our rook. We'll do the red potion instead. Just save some digs. Alright, these rangers are pretty expensive. Alright, so we'll swap this Platinum Shadow. He hits a little bit too hard for us. And we will... We can save the Blizzard in this room now, I think, since we don't have to go through these enemies here. And actually, we can just grab this Blizzard. Always good to have Blizzards. We still don't have quite enough kills. Alright, sorry, let's backtrack this again. And let's go up here instead. Alright, we'll take some expensive kills. We just need one more level, and then we can get to our queen, and things will be going a lot better for us. Okay, this is fine. We'll take a few of these expensive hits up here. That is what the HP is for. And there we have it. Now we can get our queen. So we'll pay the digs to get around here. And let's see how navigating to this queen pickup looks. The angle is actually really bad from this location. But we can do it. 300,000 on that guy. We can jump across here, spend our digs to get around here. Swap this guy. And swap this guy. And we've made it to our queen. And with one more swap, we can leave. And I think this should be okay. We can freeze this room now. Yeah, we can freeze this room now. And let's talk about our next steps. The next thing we're going to do is we want to level up Queen to 30, and we want to get Nexus access, which goes through here. So we almost have the stats for that. So we're going to try to get Queen to 30 and set up our agent kill. So this is not that interesting, but we're just going to be backtracking some more and looking for kills to take. I want to get into these areas here. The first row would be really nice, to tons of very approachable kills down there, and ways to refill our HP off of the life sword. Okay. We'll just walk down. I have no problem with this. Yeah, we'll get off on this room here. The big yellow shadows are zeroed from defense, which is really, really nice. And Queen doesn't give HP per level, but it does give a lot of stats. So I'm hoping that we end up outscaling all of these enemies that we're fighting pretty rapidly with the stats that we're picking up. On rooms that don't have another arrow on this side, it's good to pay these 5 digs to preserve the job potions. We'll go through this job potion. We'll try to preserve this one. And I want as many turns as we can get. We're going to be using this Queen Rainbow Key to get some Glory Orbs. Also, speaking of Glory Orbs, you always use these on Queen. They give you as much level as you need to, as much XP as you need to level up, and Queen is 6,000, which is the most. So there's no reason not to pop these as whenever you're Queen. So I'm going to, yeah, turns. Okay, I'm going to continue to buy every turn here. I'm going to use my... I'm not Queen 15 yet, so I can't actually... You know, I want to be Queen 15, so I'm going to backtrack to here and go down through this room. If I can farm up to Queen 15 before I get to those glory rooms, I'm going to be a little bit happier. Normally you don't use the rainbow key. It costs a lot of turns, which could be used for other important things. I like to use them in this situation just because this accelerates how fast I get to Queen 30 and get more XP. So it's not just an end level, it's a little bit more XP to use them. I don't have the winners to get to those glory orbs, so I'm going to use my Queen ability to get them. These guys have a little bit of teeth still, but I want to... You don't really want to backtrack that much. We've already backtracked a lot. So it's nice if you can kind of like, now we don't need to come back to this room. We have all the enemy kills that we need. Alright. I'm not sure if we'll get Queen 15 here. I don't think we get it in this room. Which is okay. We can open this one with winners, and then we can... These are hurting quite a bit. I'm not sure if we should have taken this much damage, but I don't mind it. As long as we get through this room, we'll have the life to play with. I'm taking more damage than I have on my practice runs, so I don't know if this is going to end up being good or not. It doesn't matter. We'll be fine. I guess I will leave these guys. All right, we'll get Queen 15 in this room, and we'll be able to use our rainbow key to have access to everything we want here. The rainbow key can also be really nice because it's the basically only way that we'll have access to ice keys. So like if we want to get the goodies on those rooms that we froze, um, the rainbow key is what we're going to use to do that. So we'll unlock everything here. 4 attack, grab our glory orb, grab our blue key. Um, like I said, it's pretty expensive in terms of turns, but it is really nice. You get access to a lot of stuff from it. We're gonna go up here, and then this is a dead end, except to get to here. And this is one thing that we really want to get to, but we'll have to do this later. You need a lot of bishop turns to get through here, and bishop level 30 that you need. So let's take these glory orbs that we have, and should have used this earlier. That's all right. Let's go up here. And should be able to clean this out now without taking too much damage. So as you can see, we're scaling pretty quick, even with, see we're losing um, 24 attack per level, but we're gaining quite a bit of defense. So we're still taking a little bit less damage as we take levels. And this, like I said, is the danger of that Guardian Sword, is it sabotages you when you kind of need it most, but it was really good at the start, so it's just something that it's just a price we pay. Yeah, so we are losing 3,000 on the thieves every time we level. I want all this stuff. I'd really like to clear this room so we don't have to come back here, but it's looking very expensive to do that. And I don't think we will. I think that it's just a bit too expensive. Alright, that's okay. Alright, next up. Let's see. Once we can kill these final slashers, I would really like to get our agent kill, but it seems like we're still pretty far away from that. So let's just keep leveling. I think we want to go over here. These enemies are looking good to kill. So we'll go through here. We could afford to clear out this room, but we have to come through here when we finish off this room anyway, so we're not going to. Let me look at what our glory orbs look like. So there's a few more. They're both kind of unrealistic to get, so I don't mind passing on those for now. Alright, so we are going to be just going back to the start, and we'll be clearing out all these enemies. Pushing for that Queen 30, and also just having the stats we're going to need to actually play the map. We are going to take a jump here to... I'll keep paying winners for turns. I'll pay a jump since we have them. That'll let us just get through this room on the top side. Nice little path through here is going to let us just keep farming all these enemies. 7 winners for a blizzard. I think I will take this blizzard. You never know when you're going to need these. Do we need it already? We could also go straight through this violet shadow. 300,000. It's okay to do this. We're taking quite a bit more damage than I wanted to, but it's nothing we can't manage. The thing about Rainbow is that as dangerous as the tower seems, as overwhelming as it seems, the enemies actually scale pretty poorly. Once we get to a point where we're getting through the final tier, we will be able to just end up killing all the enemies on the map relatively easily. Alright, this is a nice looking room for refilling our HP, getting XP. We may get our Queen 30 in this one. And again, so Queen level 50 is insanely overpowered. It gives a winner key every time you level, and it lasts when you change jobs. So, we'd love to get that, but it just costs too much XP. It's 20 more levels of 6,000 each. Alright, so now that we have the Queen Feather, we are going to stop taking levels again. And we're going to hold these levels for... let's talk about the next part. So the next part is we would love to get the Agent Feather, which requires some final kills. And the way we're going to get this is we're going to level our Knight to 50, which is, we still have the King, but we want to end on the King. The King is going to be over here. So we're going to get Knight to 50. Then we're going to get... I'm sorry, we're going to get Rook to 50 now, which is here. Then we're going to get Knight to 50. Then we're going to swap to King and stay on King for the rest of the run. But we are going to have to do some weird stuff with this Bishop because I need to get Bishop to 30 just to get this unlock here because we need all the unlocks. So our next goal is that Rook 50, and that will get us a lot of freedom for our turns. And we will be able to just go through the tower. Most things should be zeroed. Once this the star tier starts to be zeroed, then we'll really know we're in a good spot. I'll continue to buy turns. We're almost able to hit the final tier here. Not quite. Star fighters are actually very reasonable now. All right, let's start pathing up towards our Rook repickup. And we'll continue to buy turns here. What I'd actually like to do is go for the... I'd like to make a save, go for the bishop first, and then go here and take care of the bishop unlock, and then undo. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. About 40 turns that we'll need for the bishop in that room. So I think we're going to have to get the rook first and get that to 50, and then we can do the bishop and do our undo to get that bishop unlock. Also, if you guys have access to this magic already, you're not following my guide of just how to unlock it, you should activate that as soon as you can. As soon as your magic is positive, you should be activating your Glitch Brave of the Past. There's so many enemies on Rainbow. You get so much stats. We would be in an insanely better spot right now if we just had that active. If we already had that unlock and we just popped it, we'd be up maybe 1,000 stats. It's just a huge number of stats that you gain from that. We'll continue to just clear out the tower for XP. This is our yellow key unlock, which we don't have yet. We need a lot more yellow keys. We'll get that later, not to worry. Our frozen rooms are really nice to farm in because we have access to all the enemies. We never get blocked off from anyone. We'll go this way. This looks like a good room to freeze. Does it? It's just this Kronberg. We can just jump around him. We don't need to freeze this. That's the power of orbs. We just use them to path around the enemies. Sucks lose those job potions, but sometimes they're just in the way. We don't have to lose this one, though. I think that when we get this rook, we should be get enough stats that we can actually punch through this. Well, maybe not. We'll see. It's not too bad to pay the winner for the turn anyway. So even if we come back through that one, I'm not too sad about it. We do have to get through this star tier to get to our rook pickup. I don't have a swap orb for this guy. I need a swap orb. I need to undo this, sorry. We can get one. We can get one right here. And then we'll just repeat this section as fast as we can. We don't use keys. We don't need this winner key either. We're just going to use Queen Magic here. And we'll swap this guy. Almost 50 on the rook. Takes quite a bit of damage. We can go out this way. And maybe we can't get through this area as well as we want, but we do have the one blizzard, so let's see what we can do. I'd really like to go in that direction if we can. I think we're gonna just pay the digs to go through this area. And the Star Slasher. And this room, I'm just gonna freeze. There's our rook level 50. Alright. I'm going to do something that's probably not great for the video, but it's going to be just something I want to do here, is I'm going to make a save in number 4, and then I'm going to rainbow unlock this and swap to bishop. I don't want this bishop at all. I just need to get slant warp for this one unlock. So we're going to have a big undo here. All I'm going to do is I don't care about how much these enemies cost. I just need bishop levels. I'm going to go super fast here, and I'm just looking to get to 40 turns so that I can get that unlock, and then I'm just going to load and um, I'm just going to load and not get this bishop because this is just a waste of everyone's time. And more importantly, it's a waste of our XP, which is a very valuable resource. I'm not worrying about saving job potions since this is all undos anyway. And I still want turns where I can get them because as soon as I get to 40 turns, I'm going to do that area over there and then do my load. This stuff is really expensive, but we don't care about any sort of efficiency. We're just getting this bishop unlock, and we're never touching bishop again. Just punch straight through him. This was not worth it. We want to go up here, though. Yeah, this room. We're trying to get level 30 for Bishop Slant Warp and just to get enough turns to get our Glitch Brave. That's level 50 for Bishop, which doesn't really matter at all. This gives us life when we level up, which we don't really need. Oh, I'm sorry, that's our level 30 for Bishop, not 50 yet. So that one we do need. We need so that we can actually use our Slant Warp. Alright, let's start heading down. Let's grab any turns we can on the way. And we should be just about good to get our unlock. "30 turns might not be enough." Oh man. Alright, let's just go over here. We'll get turns on the way and we'll clear out some more enemies and then still can't kill the thieves. I think we're just a few turns short. So let's undo, and we'll find some more enemies on this side. Sorry about this little diversion. This is probably the most annoying part of the video, honestly. But hopefully, you know, if you also need the Glitch Brave unlocked, it might give you a good idea of a possible strategy to use for that. Don't need to go that way. Oh, this one's looking good. We should get it here. Looks like I really can't get to the bottom side of these guys. It's fine. Yeah, I can't get down there. Alright, surely now we have the turns to get this unlocked, and we can get back with what we're actually trying to do, which is all the other unlocks, I guess. But as you can see, we have completely outscaled these enemies, even with a strategy that's like very bad, where we're being very sloppy and we're not doing anything well. Like we could take this bishop level and we could clear this whole map just fine with this. We're outscaling everything pretty dramatically. All right, let's get through this. Just slant warp your way through this whole area. And I hope I counted this right and we have enough. So otherwise we're gonna have to undo some more, and we hate undos here. And looks like we just have enough. So there's actually a diamond medal +5, and we get our glitch brave. So we'll make a save for that just to have it, and then we will load. And instead of getting this bishop, once we get our level 50 rook, we will simply exit down here, and we will be going for... actually, no, we do want to go through here because we want our level 50 knight, right? All right, level 50 knight it is. So we're still going to do this part. But what we're going to do right now is we're actually going to cast our Glitch Brave. So now we'll just scale through these enemies a little bit harder. And let's see how we want to do this. We'll freeze this room. Level 50 Rook again. We'll use Queen Magic to access this knight. Alright. So this is a lot of XP that, let's see. I think it'd be better to get knight at the end, right? If we think about this. Let's think about this and see if we can be more efficient. If we go straight for king now, we can just leave enough XP to get 35 knight levels at the end for weapon master. Yeah, I mean this is obvious better. All right, so I'm gonna do an undo, and then after I pick up this rook, we're gonna level up the rook. We're gonna use our glitch brave, and we're gonna exit to the bottom, and we will just go for king right now, and that will score a lot better for us. All right, have to use boots to get out of here. Backtracking again. And we go straight for king, directly there. From this side, use all our turns. Our turns are going to start to get a lot better now that we're a 50 rook. So we'll take level 50 here. All right. All right, so this is what our herbs are for. We're going to fire herb to just crunch this guy. And we're going to look at what our final slashers look like. Still quite a bit out of range of them. But we'll go ahead and pick up our king. We'll get 4 levels in our king. King is only 4,500, so it's a really good class to dump levels in. We'll get Mystic Gate in Hito Fude Dojo. And let's go ahead and clear out this room because I don't think we want to come back to here. Let's just grab everything. And we now have access to the Nexus. But we don't have the stats to get through these final slashers. And you can actually swap your way through the whole Nexus. If we had 11 swaps, we could just go straight through and kill the agent right now with our herbs, but we don't. So we're going to have to just farm up a little bit more until we can naturally defeat those final slashers. Which would not be a problem if we were doing raging, but we're not. So we have to just kind of the hand we've been dealt. This king level 15 is the most important thing for us for now. So we'll just go over here and farm these enemies. This is a Chronicle room that we're not really ready for still. And with that, we're going to get that coveted King level 15, and that's our last job feather. Then the only feather left for maximum value is going to be that agent feather. So we're going to be taking levels on king as much as we can. Until we only have those the levels held to get knight to 50 to score on the weapon master. Still dealing with invalid on a couple enemies here. We also, if we look at what our unlocks here that we need, we have everything we need to get this, except we need 4 plats, 8 violets. So 4 plats and 8 violets, and we can get that unlock. So I think we can work on that. Let's grab this. Let's grab both of these. That one is kind of hard to get through. Kind of hard to get through all around us. Okay, that's not a problem. Getting close to the final tier here. You know, maybe we should ditch the life sword, say we have enough life with this 4 million, and let's go get the brave sword. Let's go straight up and do that, and that will let us just get the agent right now without having to farm a lot more stuff. And probably get us a higher end level. Is there a better way in through this? There is. We should go back through this room. Still can't get these thieves. And we have to punch through this guy since we can't use orbs in this room. Big hit, but I'm okay with it. Because we'll get our brave sword now. And rainbow key. And now we will go directly to the Nexus. I'm going to undo actually. And I'm going to, before we jump over here, I'm going to put our hypergate here. So this is how we can access the Nexus again. We'll be able to get back to the Nexus with this. That's just how it is on this level. Alright. So another thing that this glitch brave sword does is that it gives us 16 defense per level equipping the sword as well. So we're just a lot stronger with this now. We lose some value on the life sword on these very, very tanky enemies, but it's okay. We're not going to use the glory orbs because we're going to want those for Knight. It gives us just a little bit more XP, and there's no level breakpoints we're trying to get anymore. You know, I think I should get this Brave Sword earlier. Like, let me see if I can do a big undo here. I don't like undos, but I think I'm wasting XP because I think if I get this Brave Sword, I'll be able to enter the Nexus and kill the agent directly. So let's preserve some kills and do just that. We'll have to come in from the bottom and waste a little bit of I'm undoing again because I want to put our I want this turn and I want to just put our hypergate here. Yep. Now we'll use Queen Magic. We'll swap this guy. And we'll grab the Brave Sword and the Blizzard Orb. And we'll go directly to the Nexus now. And this should be fine. These guys are expensive, but these guys are really expensive. Maybe I need to take a few more kills. Or I can just swap this Final Ranger. I think the Final Ranger is the only... Yeah, we'll swap the Final Ranger. Punch through everything else. Very hit point. Oh, we need to swap to get through there. So I can't swap the Final Ranger. But if I do one more set of backtracks, and before I go in the Nexus, I just take one level on this star tier here, then all will be well. I think maybe just that one level is all we need. Let's look at this. Let's look at this Final Ranger here. 700,000. We do need one more level. That's an unreasonable amount of damage to take. $400,000. We'll get the last level of the Nexus. So here we go. $200,000 is a very reasonable amount of damage to take. We'll swap this piece. And we'll pay this red. I think we need one more turn to get through here. So we'll punch these guys. Then we'll set up Hypergate. We can't set up the Hypergate yet. That's okay. That's okay. We'll pay the 5 turns. And then we'll double swap to get access to the agent. And we'll just use a bunch of herbs and obliterate this guy. Let's see exactly how much we want to do here. 3 million. We'll save 1 herb and take 1 million damage from him. This is the last XP we're going to get on the map. So let's see. Right, because this is 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. Are we missing XP? No, I just haven't leveled my king yet. I'm sorry. Ooh, thought I did something wrong there, but this was just because we wanted to do that undo so that we could just have more efficiency. All right. Crisis averted. We'll set up our hypergate here. So this is how we're going to go between the Nexus and the main tower. And now that we have the maximum XP multiplier besides the king feather that we'll be getting very soon, we've entered the true cleanup stage where we're just going to be going through the tower, killing anything that we can to level up. So from this point, we've just about won the run. I really want to punch through these two guys, even though it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage, especially since I don't have my life sword anymore. The reason is because I want to be able to open this so that I can preserve some turns later by using guidances to get back here and entering here with the jump. But I don't think I can do that yet, so I'm just going to go back to the main tower, and now we're just going to look for good enemies to farm. We're going to just farm out the whole tower and get our last unlocks. All right, looks like that is an excellent room to go to. So let's go to... We'll take these kills, and let's just go to this room, and we'll farm these guys out. I think it'd be better if you save the Brave Sword for your scoring weapon, because we are going to want an Alchemist one, so we're going to be getting rid of our scoring weapon to do this. But since we didn't have the Raging, we are going to just... This is so much earlier on the Agent Feather that we're getting. So I believe this will still end up being worth, even though we'll have a slightly worse scoring weapon. We'll see if that ends up being true or not. I'm not sure what the best strategy is here. This final room looks extremely approachable. So let's approach it. I guess we'll just punt. We'll pay for the final tier. We can even pay for the Chronicle Fighter, which we've basically scaled to now. Actually, we should go ahead and use Queen Magic here, because this heart will be good for us right away and for the rest of the run. This is a good time to get this. We're just getting to the point where we can handle the enemies here. All right. We're very close to having the platinums and violets we need to get this unlocked. But the violets are in a little bit of an awkward spot, so we'll worry about that later. And let's just continue to scale up through the tower for now. So let's start heading back to the start. Can't quite do Final Thieves. Well, probably can actually. These guys will be cheap enough after we take these other kills. Yeah, that's fine. So now that's cleared out. We missed one enemy here. He is camouflaged. We'll go ahead and finish off these rooms. We have definitely not been the most efficient with our backtracking, but I'm okay with it. So while we're here, I'm going to grab this unlock, which is not a great one, but we can just require digs to get this. We don't have the digs for that yet. So I'll wait to get that unlocked. And we'll just, we're actually completely running out of turns. But that'll be okay. We'll just scale through the start here. All right, and the final tier has been completely negated now. So we have no problem punching through this. This whole room looks completely approachable. So let's, at this point with King, you want to always dig for turns. I should have dug this one too, because you can generate 50 digs with a turn, so it's always worth it to trade 15 digs for 50 digs. So as soon as you get king, always do this trade. Always, always, always. I'll take the job potion. The only exception is if you plan on freezing a room, then you can save 10 digs. And I think I don't need to pick up drops anymore either because I've just outscaled the tower. Okay. Leaving the drops on the ground actually has very low value. You don't gain a lot from doing that, but I guess you gain something, so why not? And you can see the map is a handy thing. It shows you when there's no enemies remaining, so you can use that to plan your route through cleanup here. We'll grab these guys over here right now. We'll preserve the drop by going this way. And then we can clean out all the enemies here. We can't clean these enemies out. The Kron tier is still a little bit more powerful than we are, but we'll fix that soon, not to worry. Alright, we can go take this dig. Yeah, up through here. The Kron thieves in particular are always one of the walls of this tower, even for cleanup. They have 16,000 defense, so it takes quite a while before you can defeat them. I'm going to start buying these violets so I can get my unlock that I want. Let's look where the violets are. So I need 2 more. They're going to be up here. $180,000 for the Berg. Fine with that. And the Kron tier has been neutralized except for the thieves at this point. Am I going to Queen Magic this? I don't think so. I will end up scoring slightly worse because I'm doing these things to make sure I get the unlocks. So if you are following this just for an idea of how to do the tower, you can definitely be more efficient than I am by not worrying about these unlocks. Like you should be spending your keys. You should be not worrying about these platinums that have relatively low value, preserving more job potions. There's no need to do a lot of the things I'm doing in your run. We don't need to fight this guy yet. This is final tier. We can clear these guys. Alright, we need 1 more platinum and 2 more violets. So the violets are going to be up here. We just have to go this way. While we're at the Nexus, let's kill everyone here. These guys are 0 now. I like that cost a lot more than the previous one. We'll jump here to unlock this. Even though we need that platinum, that's okay. We'll get another one. Let's see. How are our Cron Thieves looking? There's Cron Thieves down here, so not quite ready for Cron Thieves yet. We don't want to enter that area until we are ready to kill all the Cron Thieves on the map. Yep. Let's see what I want to do about Dreamer. 8 million for Dreamer with our 1 fire herb, so he's still a bit too expensive for us to deal with. He does have a heart on him, so we would like to kill the Dreamer so that we can just get a little bit more XP as we're moving through the map. He'll get there. Not to worry. Cron Thieves are 24,000, so I think I'm actually ready to... I think I am ready to deal with the Cron Thieves in this area. There's a lot of free final tier that we can do. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... We don't have the jumps for this yet, so we'll come back. Alright, we're going this way. We're looking for these violet keys for our unlock, and just also enemies to kill, which Cron Breakers are actually the most dangerous ones for us now. That's the last violet we need for our unlock. We will go around this whole top area and just clear all the enemies, though. How do I want to do this? Let's not go in this room yet. We'll just take this board elixir. And we'll clear out this room completely. I don't think I need blues anymore, since I can path through every enemy, and I have 3 of them as well. We'll just keep going through here. Have I been forgetting to dig up turns? Don't forget to dig up turns if you're following this. I think I picked up a drop there that I didn't need to, but I'm not worried about it anymore. Fine killing these guys. I don't want to leave any enemies behind anymore. Um, do I want this unlocked while I'm here? Okay, I'll just grab this unlock. You can obviously get these red keys if you need them, but we had enough levels and stuff that we didn't. So that unlock is done. Alright, we'll go up here. And we will just go through this elixir, actually. Costs too many turns to go around. Alright, that whole top corner is clear now. We have the keys, so we're going to go ahead and get our unlocks on this side of the map. And we might even be using both of them. Should be kind of neat. Alright, let's go for our unlocks here. Crown Thieves are 0, which is fantastic. Flat Shadows and Crown Breakers are all both fairly cheap. Okay, so this is going to be another thing where we're going to be undoing a lot here. So you don't have to follow this if you are just trying to get the score, but we need these unlocks. So we're going to set up this gate here. And then you have to get all of these keys. So this is a kind of tedious process. We get a key, we do the other gate. You can replace these gates, which is why this works. So another hypergate A, another hypergate A, and this is just going to be the story of all of these unlocks as these hypergate A's. All right, and now now we go back in. We can Queen Magic to open those. And we can hypergate A. All right, and then you can see we need 8 glory keys here. So I think we actually are going to have more glories than we need here. It's been a while since I did this unlock, so I kind of counted wrong. You aren't supposed to queen unlock this area, I guess. So this is solar elixir, which is fantastic. The reason we want this is we don't have anything else to do with our sunstones really, so this complements our Nexus Moon Folklore. Let's gets us 100 mana and uses the rest of our sunstones. All right, so with all these glories in hand, we'll go to this one, and then 4 platinums there. Grab a couple glories, and this magic is really, really strong. It doubles the keys for 180 mana. All right, and there we have it. That is that unlock done. So we'll go ahead and load because we don't want to actually spend our keys doing that, or our hypergate there. All right, so let's look at what unlocks we still need. We still need the yellow key unlock, and then actually one trick is you can kind of see. All right, so we know where this one is. That's the dig one. This is the Nexus unlock, and this is the yellow key unlock. So we're doing really well on unlocks. We're going to get everything we want here. The question is just how we're going to end up scoring because we are fine on unlocks. We're going to use a rainbow key here because I want these glory orbs, and I'm going to want those winner keys for later. I think it's actually negative to do that, and it's better to just use winner keys or skip the glory orbs. I'm not completely sure, but we're just going to take them. It's not that negative. Alright, we can farm the breakers now. Um, the Cron breakers still have a little bit of teeth, but everything else is pretty neutralized now. And I do need to find 2 more jump orbs, so we're going to be on the lookout for those as well. There's one in there, but we can't get to it yet. What's in here? So let's go ahead and use our elixir, our solar elixir here. This is 100% of our mana, 40-60. We have 2 left over because we gain sunstones, but this is still not cheating because we're allowed to use both of these. Let's go in here. All right. This is fine. I'm going to rainbow key this again. All right, and then we have this enemy here, and I'll stop to reserve this potion. And then I'm going to go ahead and go back to the next with the guidance, and I'll rainbow key this room. Which maybe I don't need. Maybe I'm just having enough keys now that I don't need to do that, and I can spend my keys on other things. Alright, so now we can use single boots to get across here. And now that we have everything in the Nexus zeroed, we can grab these boots. And we can deal with the Dreamer. I'm just going to take anything that's free before I deal with the Dreamer. So with a fire herb that drops him down to 1 million, very reasonable. So we'll kill him, take our levels, and that's the Dreamer dealt with. Alright, let me go ahead and get this unlock, which requires me to hit this switch, then this switch, and then get through there, and that's all that we have to do. So this will be quite easy. I'm going to do some undos here, so if you're watching, just bear with me. Okay. We don't actually want to kill this clown, we just want the unlocks for it. We do want that Everbloom, though, pretty soon. Probably want that now, actually. I might... Hold on. I'm going to undo and maybe redo, but... No, I'm sorry. I need to get one more guidance orb from somewhere, which is here. This will just be undos. Don't worry about it. We're just getting our last unlock, and then I'm going to be doing a big undo. Swap this guy, swap the orb, go through here. Bunch of Eternals we don't need because we're just going to smash this guy. And there's our W gate. And you can see we're starting to get a lot of stones here. It's starting to look good. Alright, so we'll undo up to right before we entered this area. And let me think. So 20 defense per level. Our end level is going to be probably around 350. So that's worth 20 times 350 times 350. No, it's just worth 20 times 350 times 10. So about 70,000 score for levels on Prism Shield, and 75 for Everbloom levels. So it's actually not going to be 350. We definitely want this Everbloom. So let's see what that looks like, how we're going to get that. It's probably something pretty similar to what we just did. Alright, this is fine. We'll rainbow key this room. This room is actually a good one to rainbow key. We'll kill this guy, swap his badge. Before we do this, we'll just kill all the free enemies around on Brave Sword for minor value. Maybe I'll go in here first. Alright, I'll go in here first, it's fine. Just generate some value from Brave Sword. Get the boots so we can leave. We'll clear out this room without leveling. This room is magic gems, so we can't queen magic to get this stuff. If we want it, we have to get it now. I don't think we're gonna be coming back here. We can come back here actually. We'll come back. We'll come back. We should have the jumps at the end. We also need to hold levels for our night job switch. We need 30 levels of night. So we have to start thinking about that too. That might just be all the levels. We do have our glory orbs. So let me think about this while we're clearing this enemy set. We'll see what... okay, no more digs. That's fine. That's why we have these king levels. $300,000 is fine. Still have quite a few enemies. Alright, let's swap off the Brave Sword, and we'll get the Everbloom. This swap is worth 50 attack or so. Alright, we are out of jump orbs. And we need one jump orb to get back with this guidance. So what are we going to do about that? We'll just go get a jump orb from the main tower somewhere. They are quite literally everywhere. I can't spend yellow keys yet. I'll just use Rainbow Key. This is going to cost me a little bit of end score, but I'm fine with it. I'm just going to run over this badge. Okay. I can grab the guidance sword because I'm never going back to that area. The question is, do I prefer a swap or a pave? And I think I prefer the swap. Alright, alright. This is good. This is great. Alright, let's finish clearing the tower. I think the Nexus is empty. Alright, so we are almost through it. The enemies are all down and to the left, so let's go there. I should calibrate this and be leveling so that I take a little bit less damage from the Cron Breakers, but I don't really want to, and it's not going to matter too much. So we're going to just run through the tower, and then I'll be able to calculate what I need for the night levels at the end. Much more easily once I... Much more easily once I just see all the levels I'm going to get. And then begins the very tedious process of cleanup. But I think we should be able to get through it pretty quickly. It shouldn't be too bad for us. We will have enough levels for the night swap at the end, so that's good for us. Alright, is that the tower? I believe it is. Where are these guys? They're all up here. I never went up there. This is probably a big mistake. Like I should have been up here at some point. It's okay. Definitely should have been here at some point, though. These guys are very easy and nice to punch, and we could have been punching them with Brave Sword or Life Sword or something that's more valuable, or when they hurt us a bit less. And that's the tower, right? Where are these guys? One more area right there. This is pretty inefficient on turns, but I don't really care at this point. Okay, that's the tower, except for this guy that I forgot about over here, which is fine. He's not an end level, so he doesn't matter. Alright, so I need... Knight is 5,000 each. So that means that we need a total of... our knight is... We need 35 knight levels. So just the quick math here shows that we need 175,000 XP, and that is equal to 39 king levels. Except we have 5 of these, so we actually only need 30, so it's 150,000 divided by 45,000. So we need 34 king levels with these 5 glories. Are there more glories on the map? There is one more, but we're not getting that. Okay, perfect. So we need to leave 34 king levels, and I'm going to do a save in case I do this math wrong, because that would be pretty bad. All right. And with that, we're going to lose this value from the equipment, which is something I didn't count on, and maybe it makes this plan of mine a little worse. We are going to grab the Agent Alchemist Wand. Yeah. We don't really have the orbs for that yet, so we are going to grab this Alchemist Wand. And we are going to just get everything we can in the tower. So I'm going to put up these elixirs. I think it's worth it to dig those. Now the other thing is we need to get our yellow key unlocked, which I believe was the last thing we needed. Yes, it is. Oh, we also need the dig unlock. Okay, this is fine. We won't be able to get all of the job potions that we left behind, but we'll try to get most of them. And we're going to have to get this knight as well. Cleanup in this tower is always very strange, and if you feel like you're doing it completely wrong and you don't know what you're doing, it's everyone who's ever played this tower feels exactly the same way, including me. So don't feel bad. It's just weird. It always feels like that. You just do the best you can, and it doesn't matter that much how well you score on HP. Alright, we'll go this way first. And one thing that I can do is I can go ahead and get my unlock, because I have the last oath now. So I'll go this way. I will level up, so I have it's 180. Oh, I actually don't have the mana for that. I did not realize, so I won't be using Last Oath because I just don't have the resources for it. I do need 4 more yellow keys. So let me go ahead and just do another save here, and I'll just run for these yellow keys, and I'll get that unlock, and then we'll keep on doing our tedious cleanup. It's 20 for good measure. Whoops, Oops, that's not the one we wanted. We wanted this one. Alright, there is our last unlock. We'll load our game. And let's just keep on going around the map getting job potions. Last Oath would be really nice, just gives us a ton of key value. But you know, we don't have the mana. Maybe with a slightly cleaner run we could have found the mana, but we didn't, so we'll just do the best we can. Alright, I think we're not going to have the winner's keys to get all of those, so I prefer to use the winner's keys to get these turns as we go through here. So I'm going to stop opening that one. I want swaps for the agent badges. So that's one swap, two swaps, and two jumps. So I want to not use any more swaps on those. I could be using, we could be paving for these. This is the best use of paves now, is for these things. So we'll continue to pave for them. Oh, I'm sorry. We have our dig unlock too, so we'll grab that as well while we're here in a little bit. For job potions in this room. And this is why we ideally would like to maintain our maintain these job potions the whole time, because it's just value at the end here. Alright, this is our last unlock, so let's go ahead and get 400 keys or something, or 400 digs. And we'll do... get some more. Get some more. 2 more should do it. Alright. That magic is only good in D. We've never used it anywhere else, but we have it. It's ours. And that's every unlock except for the one past Dreamer, which we'll be getting when we score. Out of paves, so let's just keep skipping these. We'll go up here. We're losing value on that because we don't have our night levels yet, but we need to just start spending our keys, and I don't want to backtrack too much more. Not sure it's worth it to go up there since of all the backtracking, but Let's just get this tower and score and see how we end up doing at this point. We also have these blizzard orbs, which I can be using to grab these top potions too. I wasn't thinking about that. Okay, so in the end, we shouldn't have bought these blizzard orbs because we're just using them to bypass 2 winner's keys. So it's a little bit of a waste. But it's okay. Alright, looks good. We do have a few winners, so we'll end up taking some of these. We can use boots here. We just need 2 boots. And I was already here, so I'm backtracking, which I hate. But we're gonna head back up to our knight now. And also, we're gonna head back up to the Nexus. Alright, so there's our winner's keys used. And let's grab all our Nexus things. Not getting the knight levels on that, but we need to get the job potions before we swap to knight anyway. I'm not sure about this knight last strat. I think that I might have been overcooking with this, but you know, it's alright. We tried something. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's not the end of the world. We ended up not having... Let's see. I'll rainbow key this. Oh, I can't. Is this an undo that I have to... I think I have to undo this. And these manas would let me get the... the, last oath. So I wasn't thinking about. We don't need it. It's fine. We'll look on this stuff and lament our lost 2 sunstones. If you have winner's keys, you should definitely be getting those. Okay, we still need... We need 1 more jump orb. which are probably just not going to get... this cleanup is such a mess. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. We'll just lose some value. Well, rainbow key to get access. We don't even need rainbow key. We can just go platinums through this. We have them. They give us our knight. Let's see if we did this correctly. We actually overshot by 1. Alright. We'll guidance in. Lose some value in those since we're knight level now. Get back to the Nexus. We can't do this. So we're gonna just call our run here, even though we have some keys that we could do something with. But before we pick up this knight, we're going to use all our remaining turns with life up as king with job 180. Just a really good way to dump turns. Then we'll take the knight, we'll level up, pop all our glories. Minor value of winners since we are not going anywhere else. Swap, jump, badge, badge, swap. And we'll call that a day and see how we did. Almost capped the Eternal at least. And we'll pick up our Celt and our sword and clear. Alright, so that's 121 on our rainbow clear with 18 sunstones. I guess, 15. We earned some of them during the run. We did get every single unlock, and now instead of having 15 sunstones, all of a sudden we are at 136 with a second sun medal and all the rainbow unlocks. So this is a great position for us to be in. And next run, I'm not sure what we're going to visit, but I have some interesting things cooked up. So tune in next time and we'll see what we want to do next. All right, thanks for watching everyone, and we'll see you then.